Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? Back with another video covering my DoorDash activity for Friday, November 14th. So here, as you can see from the first screenshot, I went out after I dropped my daughter off at school. Got this order around 8:45. This was for Einstein Bros Bagels, $7, 350 tips, 6.7 miles. Now, typically, I do not take this order. Just because it's pretty close to the dollar per mile ratio. But typically I want to take this, but I went ahead. It was the first order of the day. Just get it out of the way. I typically like to take my first offer that comes through. I don't know. I feel like once you take the first offer, they keep sending you repeat offers. And then what if you deny your first offer? I feel like they kind of like put you on a little bit of a timeout. I'm not sure if that's the case, but that's how I feel, at least early in the mornings anyway. So I went ahead, took this $7, 6.7 miles, got that out the way. Then the next offer that came through was McDonald's. I don't know. Lately, McDonald's guys have been pretty good to me. This was $11 plus for 2.5 miles. Now it does include a $6 tip on there. This was an easy drop off. It was out of business, and I've actually delivered to this business, plenty of times before, and they're pretty good tippers. One thing I do got to say, which made this even a better offer, was after I finished delivering it. As you can see, there's the $18, right? After I finished delivering it, I got an additional $5.50. So that was pretty cool. The actually came to $23.50, as you can see right there from the screenshot. That was my first hour. So, it was a very, very good hour to start the morning with, $23.50. But then, all good things must come to an end, right? And I was hoping to keep the trend rolling. However, this is what they want to send me. $2.50, no tips, 2.1 miles, PetSmart, shop for one item. I think it was like a bag of cat food. I did not take this. I will not take shopping orders, especially when there's no tips and less than $5. I know it wasn't going that far, but this was, to me, just an easy decline. But here's the kicker, right? This is where it gets interesting, and DoorDash does this all the time, right? When you deny an offer, then they send me another order. It's the same exact PetSmart order for one item, $2.50, and they just pair it with a Panera order for $5. So you're doing a $5 order and a $2.50 order. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, because, you guys sent me the PetSmart order. I clearly denied it, declined it. And then you send it back to me with a Panera, trying to make it, look a little bit more interesting. But I see through that. So this was an easy decline. And then they send me a Panera order without the PetSmart, $3, no tips for 6 miles, upside down. And I'm just like, no way. I'm not doing this either. And I was like, man, I was really hot the first hour, and now they're sending me hot garbage. So because I denied 3 of these, they literally put me on punishment. I honestly did not get any orders for the next 35 or 40 minutes. And then I got this order right here for Neaters, $6, $2 in tips, 4.5 miles. I took that obviously because I had nothing the whole hour. So I had to get something in. I had a great first hour and then all of a sudden nothing. So I took this order right here, and there's the $29.50 after 2 hours and 2 minutes. So essentially, I made the $23 or $24 or whatever for the first hour, and then just literally that one offer of $6 for the whole second offer, for the whole second hour. My bad. So I was just like, yeah, this is not a good look, right? So I took it, and then I figured, okay, maybe I can bounce back, right? Okay, got that hour out the way. We bounce back, and then there we go. I get my first 1 cent tip, y'all. 1 cent. $2.01 for 3.8 miles. You know what I call that? That's a joke. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke. Yes, that's what I call that. That's a joke. I am not taking that order. 1 cent tip is literally a slap in the face. I'm not doing it. So I denied that. Easy. Then this is what I get. I'm telling you, man, I'm on punishment. They just really want to see me suffer on a Friday. So $3.25, no tips, 1.8 miles. So I did take this because honestly, at this point, I'm really not getting much. And either pack it up and go home or try to at least do a couple of these crap offers, and then maybe they'll throw me a bone, right? Maybe they'll give me something good. So I took this one. It's only 1.8 miles. I just don't accept a lot of, orders under $5. I just feel it's, in my opinion, I mean, other people are different, but I just feel it's not worth it. But I mean, I went ahead and took this. It didn't take too long. I probably waited at Einstein longer than it actually took me to make the delivery. So got that finished. So far, now we're at $32.75 for 2.5 hours. Started out really good, and the rest of this day so far is just not looking up, right? Then finally, after I'd taken that crap order, I get $13.50, $11.50 in tips, 3 miles. Both Panda Express and Chili's are literally right next to each other. So I took this, easy peasy. I just wanted to get this out the way because I was suffering with these really low orders. So, anything is at this point is better than nothing. So I went ahead. It's 2 customer drop-offs, 2 pickups. But so I honestly think it probably took me like maybe 30 minutes to complete both of these orders. There you go. The 46.25. I'm at 3 hours, 15 minutes of total online time. Okay. Then I get this one for Cheba Hut. Just your standard run-of-the-mill offer, $6, $4 in tips, 3.9 miles. Didn't have to go very far. And Cheba Hut is pretty good. I mean, they're usually ready, like right away, as soon as I get there. So I had that, delivered pretty quickly. So there we go, 52.25, 3 hours, 37 minutes. All right. Then I went ahead and got this order, another decent order, $13.72, $10.47 in tips for 5.2 miles. Chili's again. They were very, very busy all day today. Chili's was just crazy. And then Noodles and Company. I took it, but Noodles can sometimes, have a long wait time. But luckily this time it was ready, so I got that dropped off pretty quick. But here's where it gets interesting. I know you're looking at like Dubai, right? What's going on? So right after I made those last 2 orders, my phone went crazy. I don't know if it was the DoorDash app, if it was my phone, y'all. I don't know what it was, but every time I went to go click, like on anything, like on how to navigate somewhere, it would literally bring me to Dubai. And it's like somebody wanted me to like go to Dubai or something. I don't know, or maybe DoorDash thought that I was dashing in Dubai because, I went to go navigate to the customer's house and, it brought me to Dubai, right? So I'm just like, at this point, I had to restart my phone. I had to reboot it. So that killed a little bit of my time because I'm just like, what's going on? I've never had this happen before. So I just pulled into a parking lot. I had to, put everything on pause, and I, had to kind of reboot everything because it was just acting really glitchy and, nothing was really loading and it kept saying I didn't have any internet service and things like that. So, I mean, I honestly don't know if it was the DoorDash app or if it was just my T-Mobile service. I don't know. It just never happened to me before, but I did get both of those orders dropped off, even with all the craziness going on with the navigation and everything like that. I was to get them both dropped off, and you can see right there from that screenshot, $65.97 for 4.5 hours. So I'm pretty sure that's where I ended it. Yeah, 66, 4.5. So an average of $14.66 an hour. Definitely not good. Um, but I feel like sometimes like Friday mornings are kind of slow. Like, I think maybe it's just because people are still at work, and usually the nights kick in, and it did, because I did go out. I'm shooting this late at night, but I did go out later for the dinner rush, and it was much better. I think I averaged close to 20 an hour for dinner rush, so it did turn out to be a little bit better. I'll make that in a separate video, just so I don't make this too long. But yeah, the morning afternoon was just not popping today. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. I have a challenge going on tomorrow with another dasher, and yes, hopefully it will be a better experience, because if I average under $15 an hour tomorrow, $15 an hour tomorrow, yeah, that's not going to be pretty. So, but yeah, that's all I got for that video. And like I said, I'll shoot the one for the dinner rush. I'll probably do it maybe in the morning, because it's like almost 11 o'clock now. I'm about to call it a night. So, all right, guys. Until the next one. See y'all.